Hello, welcome back. Love is in the air, roses, gifts, surprises. Yeah, I'm talking about Valentine's Day. So let's learn how to make these pretty fondant roses to decorate your baked with love yummies. All you're going to need is a spoon, a knife, and a fondant. You're going to have to knead your fondant to make it soft if you haven't used it for a while. So let's knead it until it becomes soft. So you're gonna roll it into a thin cylinder shape because we're gonna cut out 11 pieces from this piece. So I'm rolling it out long enough to cut out 11 equal pieces. There, that should do it. So let's cut out 11 equal pieces. Cut it as equally as possible so that all your petals will look somewhat alike. I have got 11 pieces now. Now let's roll it into a ball. This will make it easier to shape it out into petals. Okay, now we're going to press it down, keeping it under any plastic sheet. I have taken here a Ziploc bag and opened both the sides. I'm gonna space all the petal balls apart from each other. Okay, now let's shape out the petals. I'm gonna apply force at an angle so that the upper part becomes thin and the lower part stays a bit thick itself. I'm only going to thin out the upper semicircle and leave the down part untouched so that the down part remains fat and the upper part becomes thin. We're going to try to make it as equal as possible. There, I've finished all my petals and now I'm going to align them. First row will be 2 petals, then 4, then 5. So the first row is going to be 2 petals. I'm going to roll it out as thin as possible because that's how the middle part of the rose looks like. I'm going to overlap it. There, that's the first round, and you'll apply a bit of pressure at the bottom part. And now I'm starting off the second round, which consists of 4 petals. So that's the first one and overlapping the second. Now we're going to have to check it and apply pressure wherever needed and try to place it as evenly as possible. And that's my 4th petal. Overlapped it, and that's the end of the second round. I'm applying a little bit of pressure at the bottom part. You need to be careful while applying pressure because the middle part is gonna jump out. So you apply pressure very lightly. Now this is my third round, and that's gonna have 5 petals in it. So we're gonna overlap each of it. I have placed the last row of the petals a little bit higher than the row inside. That's because at the end we are going to apply pressure at the bottom of the rows so that we can cut out the excess fondant from bottom, and while applying this pressure the middle part is going to come out a little bit. As you can see, I'm applying pressure and rotating the rows as well so that I can place the petals properly, because if I feel some part is bulging out, then I give pressure to the opposite side of it. So you keep rotating the rows, and once you feel everything is right and in place, you can cut out the excess fondant from the bottom. While cutting out, you can cut it out in an angle as well. Yeah, now I'm going to roll out the petals, the last row of the petals. Slightly bend it outwards and give it a pinch, which will give it a more realistic look. Okay, now I'm gonna pinch out all the outer layer petals and make it look even as possible. You can space your petals a little bit with the help of the cutting tool or a knife. I'm going to bend the inner petals using the tool. A slight push should do it. Try to bend it very lightly. If you don't have the cutting tool, you can also use a knife which is blunt. Don't use a sharp knife, you might cut your fondant. Okay, now I'm going to cut the rows. I'm going to cut the excess fondant there. That's how it will look. There you go, you have a beautiful looking rose ready. You can shape it out until you feel it's perfect. There you go, a lovely looking rose ready to top your yumminess.